So I set a goal on the previous video of 100 likes and 100 likes was achieved. So here we are. I'm making another reacting to or reviewing workouts from popular influencers and people that I still haven't heard of. Before we get into the video, I'm going to start with, if you want to see more of these videos and actually enjoy watching these videos, if we get 100 likes again on this video, I'll make another one. But yeah, we're going to crack on straight into it. These were videos that were either recently sent to me or had been sent to me previously by people online, and I may not have been able to cover them in previous videos, but I'm going to try and cover them now. Number one, Ashley Jordan. Again, someone I've never heard of, but probably someone that might be relevant to other people. And maybe it's someone I should pay more attention to, who knows. So today she's going to teach us how to work our inner thighs. Probably my favourite muscle to train, to be honest. Obviously, I'm partial to training my calves and my glutes, hence why they're so large. So we're looking at sumo heel lifts today, which are, I'm going to be honest with you, they look dreadful. They look awful. I don't see a mass purpose behind it. Is it something I would encourage people to do? Probably not. It seems like it's going to hurt my knee more than anything. Crossovers. See, the only crossovers I'm familiar with are the cable crossovers, which helps you achieve the sickest, fattest, naughtiest pump this side of the county. I'm not vibing with it. I just feel like it's just a random movement thrown in there for no other purpose and to look a bit different and for the sake of creating content, which I do understand, as I've mentioned before. Is it something that I would do? Is it something I think would give you naughty pump and sick gains? I'm not convinced. See, this one I can kind of get behind to some degree in the sense that because she is squeezing a ball in between her legs, that obviously brings in the adductors far more than a glute bridge would if there was nothing to be squeezed. That being said, because she is squeezing, that then takes emphasis away from the glutes, but that kind of aligns with the primary purpose of the workout. So this is not awful, gonna be honest, unfortunately. Someone I've briefly covered on the channel before, but is someone I will probably look into in greater detail in the future, Krissy Cela. This one's not a home workout, this is an in the gym workout, so I'm excited to see what we have today. The first real in the gym workout we've covered thus far. So we're evolving, we're progressing the series, spicing things up a bit, keeping the relationship interesting. And today she's going to teach us how to train our shoulders. So something I should listen to. I'm going to be honest, starting the shoulder workout with rear delt flies is something I actually rate. I would actually say I respect it. I don't respect it, I respect it. The primary reason behind that is the fact that most people in the gym, most gym goers, notoriously have underdeveloped rear delts. And that can lead to a multitude of different problems surrounding shoulder issues and whatnot. So starting the workout with a typically underdeveloped muscle is something I back. I appreciate it. I mean, bog standard shoulder press, but on the Smith machine, meh. Meh. I'm not a big fan of the Smith machine, but I do tolerate it in this instance. On the knees, Bin's leg drive, that's actually fair enough. That's actually fair enough. The only thing I would say about this is I personally struggle to do movements like this where you're side raising beyond what would be considered typical range of motion, as it does tickle my shoulder a little bit in the wrong ways. I do like to be tickled, but I don't like to be tickled right there. But for people with better shoulder mobility, it's actually not bad. Sarah Day, someone who has been previously recommended to me in the comment section before. So let's have a gander. First impressions, I like the colour of her leggings. I would wear those. She's blowing me a kiss. She knows I'm watching. It's very kind of her. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pleasure to meet you too. Considering this is an advanced ab burner movement, it's not something I would do personally. I have no doubt it's quite effective for the abs. It may be slightly overcomplicated. Last time I've seen someone do this movement was the toilet roll workout. I was a big fan of it then, as you know. It was probably my favourite movement I've ever seen. So obviously I'm going to be a big fan of it now. Although I would prefer if either a toilet roll or can of baked beans was used instead of a ball. But beggars can't be choosers. I mean, this is decent. This is impressive. I lack the flexibility to do such a thing. I mean, my hamstring flexibility is so bad I can barely touch my knees, and that's decent range of motion. I back it. As you probably know, I like to think I'm an honest individual, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be transparent with you. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce her name because I will butcher it. I struggle to pronounce my name and I've had it for 26 years, so I'd rather not embarrass myself more than I already do. Today we're looking at a glute/leg day with one band only or body weight, so I'm interested. Good for depth, but I don't really like pushing squats onto the toes like this unless it's like a sissy squat. I mean, I can't deny she's pretty jacked. I mean, she's in fantastic shape. This is not a movement I would probably do personally, because I don't really see it having mass benefit to the lower body. But then saying that, because there's obviously some hamstring involvement there, you're very limited to what you can do regarding hamstrings without any real equipment or any significant equipment, we'll say. So this is the sitting squat variation I was kind of talking about without having equipment to keep the feet flat. I'm actually more impressed by the fact that she can do so without clinging onto a wall for dear life. So whenever I've done this, I've been hanging on like Jack in the Titanic, clinging onto that wooden platform thing that definitely had room for 2 people. Just gonna throw out there. I'm more impressed by her balance and ability to do this without assistance. Stephanie Buttermore, somebody I've done a video on many moons ago, but somebody I should probably revisit, considering she's been quite popular in the comment sections previously. And we're looking at home lower body workout. Interesting. I appreciate my name Jeff in the background, Duncan. I respect that. I like how she takes you through a warm-up and dynamic stretching routine that's commonly overlooked in these kind of workouts, so I do appreciate that. Overhead lunges, so weighted walking lunge, again, a good movement. If you've got access to a plate or anything you can hold overhead safely, this is a very good movement. It brings in a lot more of the core, a more taxing variation of the typical lunge, and something I would say, if you have the ability to do so safely, is not brass, actually. Sliding hamstring curl. As hamstrings are notoriously quite hard to target without any additional resistance, something like this where you put a towel on the floor or something similar and essentially slide your heels to your bottom, your body, to mimic a leg curl variation of sorts, is actually not a bad shout. I appreciate it because that's something I would recommend people do if they lack sufficient equipment to target the hamstrings in other means. The classic booty move, the frog pump, with a weight, yeah, fine, but with a band as well, so it's encouraging you to force your knees outwards, can actually be quite an effective glute movement, I find. So I would back it. I respect it. So last one, you know it's gonna be a banger. Well, I assume it's gonna be a banger considering the person who's created this content is named Booty King. I'm a bit upset as I thought my name was the Booty King, considering my glutes are notoriously dead, but they are notorious nonetheless, so we'll see. Maybe I'll have a chat with him, see if we can work something out. And we're looking at a means of toning your back and shoulders. Immediately lost respect. I've said this many times, I'm going to say it many times again. You can't actually tone a muscle. Toning refers to the constant state of tension. It's not a thing. What they essentially mean by toning is being more defined, so having your muscles more visible. So you either have more muscle mass or less body fat, or both. I mean, a bent over row into a shoulder press, I can understand obviously you're trying to utilize the back and the shoulders. I personally would do them separately. Don't overcomplicate it, doesn't need to be fancy, doesn't need to be spicy. Bog standard front raises into side raises. This is the kind of stuff I would want to see in an effective shoulder workout. Just simple but effective movements that emphasize certain areas of the delts slightly more than others. But again, maybe I'm boring, maybe that's just me. He's talking, I can't hear what he's saying. I'm sure he's justifying why he's chosen a tricep dominant movement in his shoulder workout. From a visual perspective, all I'm going to say is this is tricep dominant, not shoulder dominant. Therefore, I would then change up the title to maybe being a back, shoulder, and potentially be a tricep dominant workout to tone up that back. Interesting. Not to tone up anything else, even though as I said you can't tone a muscle, but apparently we're only toning the back because training the shoulders and the triceps does not tone them. And he has a Ferrari in the background, therefore I immediately hate him because I'm jealous. Although I'm not a big fan of Ferraris, but I wouldn't say no. That's the video. We're looking through some things, we're complaining about some things, and we're also appreciating some things. Trying to find that balance. So, as I said before, if you want to see another video like this, 100 likes on the video, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and if you made it this far, I'll tease you with this. There are some big things approaching for TFNL. I would actually say borderline big tings approaching for TFNL in the coming months, so stay tuned, and the sauce will be brought and the spice will be provided. So thank you for tolerating the video.
Got the bomb. At least you keep trading, so that's fine.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I just...
Oh, Harold! You know this.
Oh, Harry.
Spickle.